story, and as always, it features right here on top on India Upfront. Viewers, on the 74th Republic Day, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the Republic saluted the Tiranga, the symbol of a sovereign and Shresht Bharat. It's a day when we celebrate the virtues of Bharat Mata and the innate values of our civilization that are embodied in the Constitution. A Constitution that has established us as a great democracy, which today is being rightly looked upon as a Vishwa Guru. On this day, it is but natural for people to feel the tug of patriotism. We have, as I have pointed out, so much to be proud of. And viewers, across the nation, we saw ordinary Indians participate in parades, watch parades, and get swept up in the fervor of being Indian. In the Aligarh Muslim University too, a function was organized to mark our Republic Day. The National Cadet Corps, or NCC recruits, were there very much in attendance, and they raised slogans like Vande Matram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai. You expect that, viewers. You expect that. But you'll be shocked to know it appears that some rotten apples amongst these NCC cadets regarded these slogans as an abuse, and to the shock and horror of many Indians present there and viewers watching once the video became viral, began chanting religious slogans like Allahu Akbar. Now remember, these are NCC cadets. Viewers, I spoke to a general in the Indian Army. I wanted to know, viewers, his views. And this general, viewers, told us that this was a blot on the uniform. Serving the nation in uniform means that those in service must rise above the call of parochialism, of self, of religious, sectarian and caste divides. But alas, watch how some radicalized elements, scarily, viewers, part of the NCC cadre, tried to turn our campuses into communal cauldrons. Listen to this. Now viewers, it's very interesting. One batch of NCC cadets chant, and we're going to keep the net up a little bit on these pictures. They chant the slogans Bharat Mata Ki Jai. They chant Vande Matram. They even chant, viewers, in favor of AMU, their alma mater. But as they are doing so, you hear another batch of the same institution that are today serving as NCC cadets, viewers, chanting religious slogans. I mean, this is an absolute provocation. It's a bit to communalize, polarize the campus. Now the varsity has identified and suspended these NCC cadets, and I'm very happy that they have. A complaint has also been filed by an alumnus after the viral video saying that some are trying to polarize our campuses, divide even our students. Viewers, listen in.
Actually, the factor leading to this incident is not known to me, or not only me, to anyone, because student is out of touch. His phone is switched off, and therefore we could not contact him. So it will come basically in the inquiry committee report.
Definitely, it signifies that there is a breeze of radicalization inside the campus. I really demand that the NCC cadet, his certification should be vanished, and they should keep away such students from being a part of NCC, because NCC is a very disciplined organization and they definitely contribute towards national development.
यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर और जो एनसीसी के छात्र है उसको एनसीसी से सस्पेंड कराया जा रहा है, उसके खिलाफ एफआईआर कराने के आदेश कर रहे हैं और हमारी अलीगढ़ पुलिस उस पर कठोर कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
बड़ा दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है, जब देश आजादी का रिपब्लिक डे बना रहा था, गणतंत्र दिवस मना रहा था, और गणतंत्र दिवस के अंदर सभी समाज ने मिलकर देश को आजाद कराने का काम किया है। वहां पे अलग से ऐसी दुर्भावनापूर्ण बात करना या अलगाववाद दिखाई दे, मुझे लगता है कि कहीं न कहीं साजिश हुई है, और साजिश जो हुई है ये वहीं पे कोई ना कोई राष्ट्रीय विरोधी ताकतें जुड़ी होंगी, और इसको नेस्ता नाबूद वहां की जनता और समाज लगातार समय पर करता भी रहा है और करेगा भी।
Viewers, let me tell you what the NCC pledge is. Every cadet is to take this pledge, and it reads, "We, the cadet of the National Cadet Corps, do solemnly pledge that we shall always uphold the unity of India. We resolve to be disciplined and responsible citizens of our nation. We shall undertake positive community service in the spirit of selflessness and concern for our fellow beings." Here, viewers, when you are invoking a religious slogan that seems to suggest that your faith is superior to all else, that there is only one maker and no other, you are creating, viewers, the circumstances for an exclusivism, for othering your brothers in uniform. And that is very sad. It is very, very, very sad. Viewers, of course, there are many who have come out and defended this. They're the same lobby which called Jai Shri Ram a war cry. Watch how they back this absolute transparent attempt at communalizing a campus. Very quickly listen in.
अपॉइंटमेंट में जिस तरह से फर्जीवाड़ा चल रहा है आरक्षण में, इस पर बात ना हो, दोबारा एएमयू को बदनाम करने की साजिश रची जा रही है। तो सवाल ये कि जो बच्चे एनसीसी में जाते हैं वो देश प्रेम का जो जज्बा रखते हैं, मुल्क में जो भारत के लिए सरहदों पे जाना चाहते हैं, वो एनसीसी में जाते हैं। अगर उन्होंने अल्लाह अकबर के नारे लगाए, उसमें समस्या क्या है? नारा तो उन्होंने निकलने के बाद भारत माता की जय के भी लगाए। भाई, हमारे भारत के इतिहास में अल्लाह अकबर, हर हर महादेव के नारे जब एक साथ लगे तो ब्रिटिश राज की जो चूल्हें थी वो हिल गईं।
Now, viewers, it's not just the AMU, but also, unfortunately, viewers, JNU, Jamia and Jadavpur and several other campuses have erupted in the past few days. Yes, viewers, several others. And why? Over a film called India, the Modi Question. In these universities, students are screening the film. They're screening the film, viewers, because they are protesting the fact that it has been blocked from circulation in India. This even though the BBC itself is not circulating this film in our country. But nonetheless, they want to see this film. The film that severely lacks balance and is a study in bias, revisits selectively a painful chapter of Hindu-Muslim tensions in Gujarat in 2002, viewers. The chapter was closed recently by the Supreme Court that came out and exonerated the Prime Minister Modi, others, but not all, viewers. Remember, a large number of Hindus have gone to jail. Some Muslims have also gone to jail. This was not a genocide or ethnic cleansing. This was a riot. Two sides clashed. People died on both sides. There were demands of justice for both sides, viewers. But the BBC painted it as ethnic cleansing, in their words, not mine. But now, viewers, by deliberately wanting to screen the film in the supposed interest of fighting for free speech, these students are being accused of trying to polarize India, heighten, in a manner of speaking, animus between two communities, between Hindus and Muslims, because what more will be achieved, viewers? The Supreme Court has already spoken. Justice has been done. It has been delivered. Several people have gone to jail. Many of the cases have come to fruition. And viewers, the point that had to be proven was not. In fact, I have read out to you many times what the Supreme Court has said in detail in its order, pointing towards a motivated conspiracy to frame certain individuals like the Prime Minister and others. Viewers, we could have done without this controversy, but here it is. Here it is, being fanned by vested political interests. I want to open this up tonight without further ado and ask some very direct questions. And I want to begin first with Lokesh Jindal, leader of the Congress, Asif Suhail, political analyst, Professor Atikur Rahman, political analyst. And gentlemen, when you speak, remember that General Bakshi, who has served this nation in uniform, who has taken bullets for this country, braved bullets for this country, will be listening to you. So speak with some honor. I want to begin with you first, Mr. Asif Suhail. Why is there an effort tonight, and we're going to discuss this, by a motivated set of individuals, students at AMU, Jamia, JNU, Jadavpur, at the behest of their political masters, because some of them there are, aligned to major political parties, trying to polarize this nation along Hindu-Muslim lines. Asif Suhail, the Supreme Court has spoken. Is the word of the Supreme Court not good enough?
Thanks a lot, Rahul, for allowing me to keep my stand. I'll start my statement with a small share. लगा के आग शहर को बादशाह ने कहा, उठा है आज दिल में तमाशा है शौक बहुत, झुकाकर सभी शाह परस बोल उठे, हुजूर का शौक सलामत रहे और शहर बाकी है. तो एक दिस इज वेरी व्हाट आई कैन से, इट्स शर्म की बात है. गोधरा के अंदर जो हुआ था, मजलूमों को मारा गया, काटा गया, इज्जत रेजी हुई, लोगों को टुकड़े हुए, और जकिया जाफरी की आवाज गुजरात से निकल तक लंदन तक गई. ये बहुत शर्मनाक बात है. देखिए, प्राइम मिनिस्टर को द कोर्ट हैज गिवन ए क्लियर चिट, देयर इज नो सेकंड स्टैंड ऑन इट. बट जो व्हाट ऑल हैपेंड ओवर देयर, दैट कैन नॉट बी फॉरगेट. जो हुआ है वहां पर, सी, जब नारे लगाए जा रहे हैं, व्हाट इज रॉन्ग? अल्लाह अकबर के नारे से ही ये मुल्क की आजादी शुरू हुई है. दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ आवर कंट्री. अल्लाह अकबर हो या भारत माता की जय हो, तो देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग. व्हाई आर मेकिंग कंट्रोवर्सी ऑन दैट? इवन देखिए, इन द आर्मी ऑल्सो एवरी बटालियन यहाँ पे स्लोगन्स है, तो वहां पे कोई डिफरेंशिएट नहीं हो रहा. व्हाई वी आर मेकिंग एन एजेंडा ऑन इट? सी, इंदिरा गांधी के ऊपर भी फिल्म बनाई गई है,
सामने एक जनरल है. There is a general. No, 1 minute. I'm not going to allow you to. No. 1 second, sir. Just let me step in here. Viewers, I thought that Asif Suhail tonight. Excuse me.
There was a
Asif
movie made on Indira Gandhi and the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. जब कोई controversy नहीं हुई. Why? See, something has happened in Gujarat.
If you want me to respond to you,
ban the movie, then
I will remind you. I will remind you that मेरी बात सुनिए एक मिनट. मेरी बात तो सुनिए आप. I don't want to lower your fader. I don't want to speak over you, sir. Please maintain a certain decorum. I'm asking you a follow-up question.
Why?
Okay, lower his fader. I'm done. I'm not going to have people speak over me. When we are having a debate on a sensitive issue, viewers, this is what happens. These people like to constantly bait people so that you start shouting because they have nothing more to say. They will not address the question. Can you believe it, viewers? Tonight we are being told by Asif Suhail. What are we being told? That men in uniform must now proclaim their religion? Let me tell you, I thought he was going to start with a song or a poem of this nature. बिखरे बिखरे तारे हैं हम, लेकिन झिलमिल एक हैं, हा 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 एक हैं, हम सब भारतीय हैं। मंदिर गुरुद्वारे भी हैं यहाँ और मस्जिद भी है यहाँ, गिरजा का है घड़ियाल कहीं, मुल्ला की कहीं है आजान, एक ही अपना राम है, एक ही अल्लाह ताला है, एक ही अल्लाह ताला है। रंग बिरंगे दीपक हैं हम, लेकिन जगमग एक है, हा 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 एक है, हो एक है। सब हम सब भारतीय, हम सब भारतीय हैं, हम सब भारतीय हैं। दिस इज द नेम, व्यूअर्स, गिवन टू द NCC song. And what are we hearing? An Islamist supremacist slogan being shouted by men in uniform. General Bakshi, can you respond to Asif Suhail and tell him how out of depth and character this is?
आसिफ सुहेल साहब, मैं आपको एक चीज साफ कर दूं। भारतीय सेना में जब हम जाते हैं तो हमें कहा जाता है कि अपना कास्ट, अपना क्रीड, अपना रिलीजन, अपनी अलग अलग पहचान आप गेट के बाहर छोड़ दीजिए। जब आप सेना में आते हैं तो हम सब भारतीय हैं, हम सब हिंदुस्तानी हैं। यही हमारा मजहब, यही हमारा धर्म है। जब हम पूजा करते हैं, सर्वधर्म स्थल होते हैं, एक ही छत के नीचे वहां गीता पढ़ी होती है, वहां कुरान शरीफ होती है, वहां गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब होती है। ठीक है साहब, हमने कभी इस तरह के जात पात का डिफरेंस नहीं किया। और ये चीज शुरू की थी नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस ने, जिन्होंने हमारी आर्मी की रेजिमेंट्स को भी मिक्सअप कर दिया था कि कोई पंजाब रेजिमेंट, राजपूत रेजिमेंट, गढ़वाल इत्यादि इत्यादि नहीं, लोकल छोटी छोटी पहचान नहीं, केवल एक पहचान, हम सब भारतीय हैं। वी आर ऑल इंडियंस। ये एनसीसी का पूरा गाना पढ़ के सुनाया है, हम सब भारतीय हैं। एनसीसी में एक वर्दी है, 10 रंग की वर्दी क्यों नहीं है साहब? हर एक कास्ट की अलग वर्दी क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि हम सबको एकीकरण करना चाहते हैं। वी वांट टू मेक एवरीबॉडी फील वन, बी वन, फाइट एज वन। ठीक है साहब, उसमें कोई जगह नहीं है अलग अलग किस्म के स्लोगन्स की, अलग अलग किस्म की आवाजों की। जब आपने वर्दी डाली है तो हम सब भारतीय हैं, हम सब बाकी भी भारतीय हैं, लेकिन एक वर्दीधारी के लिए तो यह धर्म से भी ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है। मेरा धर्म मेरा वतन, मेरा धर्म मेरा देश, मैं जिसके लिए लड़ूंगा, मरूंगा, जान दे दूंगा, मेरा देश, यही मेरा रिलीजन है और दूसरा कोई नहीं। यह हमें फौज में सिखाया जाता है कि जब आप फौज के गेट के अंदर आए, अपना कास्ट, क्रीड, शीड सब जरा गेट के बाहर छोड़ के आना, अंदर मत लाना। क्योंकि साहब एक हाथ ऐसा करके आप किसी को मारेंगे, देखिए मेरे हाथ की तरफ, तो आपकी उंगलियां टूट जाएंगी। ठीक है, ऐसा मारेंगे तो दुश्मन के दांत टूटेंगे।
ऑफिसर्स रहने से आज मुल्क हमें सेफ है। सर सुनिए, तो उसमें आज बुरा क्या है जनरल बख्शी साहब? अल्लाह अकबर बोलने से क्यों तकलीफ क्या हो रही है? अल्लाह का नाम लेना कोई गलत है क्या? देखिए, ये एक मुसलमान का मजहब भी मुल्क के अंदर है। देखिए, हिंदुस्तान का मजहब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने ये हमें इजाजत दी है, तो उसमें कोई बुरी बात क्या है? इतना क्यों फील क्यों हो जा रहे हैं अल्लाह अकबर बोल के? आप लोग बताइए ना, आप ये डिफरेंशिएट कर रहे हैं। आप ऐसे बच्चों को काबिल तारीफ देना चाहिए, हिंदुस्तान की वर्दी पहनकर अल्लाह अकबर नारे तकबीर बोल रहे हैं, फखर की बात है हमें। तो आप बोलिए कि और लोगों को भी आगे बढ़े और बोले कि हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद, भारत माता की जय बोलने के लिए आप भी बोले, तो फखर की बात है। आप क्यों बता रहे हैं? डिफरेंशिएट मत करिए सर, डिवाइड मत करिए। आज हिंदुस्तान की आर्मी है, के तरफ से तो हम सुकून में सो रहे हैं। आप जैसे लोग रहने के वजह से सुकून में सो रहे हैं। देखिए,
एक्सक्यूज मी, भारत माता की जय नॉट अ कम्युनल स्लोगन। भारत हम सबकी मां है।
सोहेल साहब, मैंने सुन लिया
सर। देखिए
सोहेल साहब, मैं सिर्फ एक अल्फाज में आपको बताइए,
इतना
हमारी नहीं सुन लीजिए ना साहब, मैंने देखिए बड़े अदब से आपको सुना है।
हिंदुस्तान की फ्रीडम,
नहीं तकलीफ नहीं हो रही ना, आप सुन लीजिए मैं कह क्या रहा हूँ। पहले आप सुन लीजिए, पहले थोड़ा सुन लीजिए। मैंने बड़ी तहजीब से आपको सुना है, अदब से आपको सुना है, तो आप भी अदब से सुनिए।
अल्लाह अकबर से नहीं, ये मुल्क हम सबका है साहब।
आप साहब बोले जाएंगे तो आप मुझे सुनेंगे कैसे? ये डिबेट हो रही है ना साहब, आपका लेक्चर तो नहीं है ना।
किसी एक कोई पार्टी का नहीं है।
मैं सुन लिया, मैं समझ गया हूँ।
मैं आपसे
मेरा जवाब सुन लीजिए।
अगर आप हमें
मेरा जवाब सुन लीजिए,
तो फिर
मेरा जवाब सुन लीजिए। मैं आपको कह रहा हूं, जब मैं वर्दी डालता हूं तो हमको आदेश है हिंदुस्तान की फौज में, नेवी में, एयरफोर्स में कि हम एक ही ग्रीटिंग देंगे, और वो है साहब, वो है जय हिंद। बस, क्योंकि इससे आपको सब कुछ जाहिर होता है कि हम हिंदुस्तानी पहले हैं और बाकी सब बाद में। अगर आप वो बदली करेंगे, अगर आप अलग अलग नारे चलाएंगे अपनी मर्जी से बगैर इजाजत के, तो साहब वो हर पलटन में कोई राम राम बोलेगा, कोई जय सिया राम बोलेगा, कोई नाराए तकबीर बोलेगा, तो साहब फिर ये फौज एक नहीं होगी। हमारी फौज में हुक्म है, हमारी फौज को हुक्म है कि वो केवल और केवल आर्मी, नेवी, एयरफोर्स, जब वो अपने सीनियर से बात करते हैं, सीनियर जूनियर से बात करता है, पहली जो अल्फाज जो वो एक्सचेंज करते हैं वो है जय
हमारे भारतीय फौज में सभी नारे दिए जाते हैं, कोई भेदभाव नहीं रखते।
ये प्लीज समझ लीजिए। अगर आप इस नारे को बदली करेंगे तो फिर साहब फौज का बेसिक ईथॉस आप बदल रहे हैं, जिसका आपको कोई अधिकार नहीं है।
उसके अंदर तकलीफ क्या हो रही है?
अरे साहब, हमारी पलटनों में भी तो अलग
अल्लाह से तकलीफ हो रही है।
We fight sir as Indians।
बताइए आप मुझे।
हम भारतीय हैं, हम यहाँ पर सर हिंदू नहीं है, मुस्लिम नहीं है फौज में। We are Indians। आपको इतनी तो होश होनी चाहिए। And no one was chanting religious slogans, sir। भारत माता की जय is not a religious slogan। वंदे मातरम is not a religious slogan। आपको पता है ये?
सर, मेरे बड़ों ने इस जमीन
देखिए, मैं आपकी बात नहीं सुनना चाहता। Let me tell you where this no, let me 1 second, lower his fader, lower his fader। I'll tell you something, viewers. Let's get into some hard facts. I don't come underprepared for these debates because I don't like to just sit and gas on national TV. Let me tell you, viewers. Let me take you through the problem at AMU. And it goes back many years. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, he is the founder of the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College, later called AMU. And this happened, viewers, almost at the turn of last century. Now, this gentleman wanted to found a university where progressive ideas would be incubated. However, what came? He said Muslims and Hindus are two nations. Both can't rule together. He said this on the 14th of March 1888 in Meerut, viewers. This is the founder's mentality of AMU. Muslim League's headquarters. AMU hosted the Muslim League till 1912 before it shifted to Lucknow. Viewers, Jinnah's Muslim League called for separate Muslim state, declaring Islam's endangered, Muslims entitled to separate state. This is what the great contribution of the Muslim League was to the subcontinent's politics, viewers. Portrait of Jinnah hangs even today at the Aligarh Muslim University, a university funded by the Indian state, established or continued, viewers, after an act of parliament. Yes, viewers, Jinnah, the man who split our country into two, Lokesh Jindal, tonight are you going to defend this and all the other nonsense that you are stoking through your cadre in Kerala, in other parts of the country, in Tamil Nadu, etc., screening a film that will only deepen the divide between Hindus and Muslims that we have overcome? There's not been one major large-scale riot in the last decade or so. Are you trying to instigate one? By putting out the propaganda, foreign propaganda, unleavened propaganda of a bunch of people who can't even bring themselves to say that Kashmir is a part of India? This is what you want to spread in this country, Lokesh Jindal? This is what you're backing?
Good evening, Rahul. It's always an honor to be at your show and also exchange my ideas with our esteemed panelists. Now, Rahul, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan also said that Hindus and Muslims are two eyes of the same body. If one is hurt, the other would feel the pain. Yes, Mohammedan Anglo-Orient Society, which was founded in 1875, turned out to be communal in 1920s. But then, are we mistaking the finger to be the moon? The point is, when I'm talking about the youth, when a youth enters a university, a household enters educational institution. A household which goes through social marginalization, alienation, social apathy, that youth, he comes to the university to seek answers. He questions teacher. I have been a teacher myself. I know how youth, they used to come with their problems. They used to ask everything to a teacher. You used to get me a solution for this. And over here, he deserves the right to know everything. Every aspect of every issue. He desires to be known. And that should be made available to every student. Irrespective of what that issue is, what the government wants to project. I mean, that's why we have universities insulated, isolated from the society at large, because that's a cradle where education is neutralized.
Hey, listen, Jindal Saab, tonight don't give a lecture. Okay, I want to ask you, you were a teacher. You were a teacher. In which school were you a teacher? Can you tell us?
Well, there are thousands of civil servants in the
No, I just want to ask you a specific question. You said you have been a teacher. Which school? I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. Just identify the school for us, please. Which school?
I have my own school, that's Jindal Public School.
Okay, Jindal Public School. Now just hold it. Tell me something. Do you have a portrait of Jinnah in your school?
No.
Why?
Because he was responsible for communal riots, partitioning the country.
Do you know, sir, that AMU has a portrait? Hang on. Do you know that AMU has a portrait of Jinnah?
Yes.
Is that nice? Is that good?
If AMU restricts itself to the culture, to the educational domain, where it wants to give an alternative.
So now let me ask you then let me ask you a follow-up question. Fair enough. AMU is a great center of learning where all fresh ideas must come, and you must also celebrate putting up photographs of a mass murderer. Fair enough? It's okay. Then tell me something. Parliament. You know Parliament, sir? You know the door of Parliament? You know there is in Sanskrit a inscription. You know what it says? Let all ideas come to us. Yet, Lokesh Jindal, you have a problem with Savarkar's portrait hanging in Parliament. Why?
See, the problem is not with Savarkar's portrait, but the idea
now look,
of
Savarkar
that
here it is. I have exposed this gentleman. The problem is appeasement. No, one second. Lokesh ji, you yourself say that Jinnah and Savarkar are two faces of one coin.
Of the same coin, yes.
Yes. But AMU can hang Jinnah's portrait because you see it's a center of learning. Your own parliament says, let all ideas come to us. It's inscribed. And there's Savarkar. No, 1 second. Don't, now calm down.
Which is secular.
But Savarkar can't be there.
Yes, because Parliament is a state institution.
Right. So AMU is not a state institution. Is AMU not a state institution? Have you lost it?
AMU is a university. It's a university.
Funded by whom?
Society.
Funded by whom?
As per you read article.
Funded by whom, sir? Funded by whom?
No, it is given by fund. But
no, which fund?
Look at the society,
free fund.
No, if you
it is taxpayer money, sir. I mean, look at this individual, viewers. Look at this individual. He has got exposed at 3 levels. The first level was... No, look how you've got exposed. Look how you've got exposed. Look how you've got exposed. Central funds come into AMU, viewers, set up an Act of Parliament of India. The same Parliament where they want to see their own being rewarded, cherished, the same Parliament that says, let me finish, Mr. Jindal. Let me finish. I don't want to speak over you, sir. Please, that's not fair. I don't want to speak over you. You have made some factual errors tonight. I'm just correcting them. These are fact checks. I don't like my viewers to go away being completely misled
Can you tell
by
me which
fakery.
fact did I say wrong?
Now, one second. I'll tell you. Clear hypocrisy here, viewers. So the students who go to a university must celebrate, have the beautiful portrait of the very handsome, pork-eating Mr. Jinnah hanging up. That's okay, no problem. Not an issue, because he must be exposed to different ideas. Parliament, viewers, which is the cradle of our democracy, which writes very clearly, let all ideas come to us from all directions, can't have Savarkar. You know why, viewers, the problem is? Appeasement. If we do this, some people will give us more votes than others.
No.
That's what it is. And appeasement, viewers, has no room when people stand in uniform to serve us. Am I wrong, Mr. Iyer?
No.
Am I wrong, Mr. Pai? Mr. Iyer, would you like to take on? Iyer Mitra?
See, you know, the problem here is Jinnah is kind of condenses the entire problem. He used to drink beer, he used to eat lots of ham and pork products, but then he had absolutely no problems playing the communal card, leading to deaths of millions of people. Right? Now, the question, let's take it back to the question of why Allahu Akbar cannot be chanted out here. The issue is, there are religious slogans within the NCC. Okay? But there is an approved list of slogans that are unique to each battalion or grouping or whatever you have of the army. Now, you cannot be in NCC uniform and start chanting Jai Shri Ram or Har Har Mahadev. Okay, you can't be shouting Mandir Yahi Banega wearing your NCC uniform. They are free to shout Allahu Akbar, and I'm happy to accept that Allahu Akbar is a call to prayer. The issue is, what is the context of Allahu Akbar in a public gathering like this? When Allahu Akbar is chanted in a gathering like this, it is a fundamentally politicized call to religious collectivism. What that collectivism is directed towards, peaceful or non-peaceful, means is a different matter. But for them to be wearing their uniforms and chanting it, therein lies the issue in all of this. Now, what do we do about it? Is this a sign of... This could have just been a cultural thing. You know, if you go to any of the Muslim countries, everything is Allahu Akbar. Your house collapses, Allahu Akbar. You have a child born, Allahu Akbar. Great, fantastic. Is it culturally in this context? What is the context in which it was chanted?
Yeah.
It is clearly some kind of a quasi-political gathering where you are chanting this in a very carefully calibrated political way, wearing your NCC uniforms. Last I checked, the Allahu Akbar is not an approved list of slogans or chants. For example, you look at the Gorkhas, they chant Jai Gorkhali and things like that when they charge. There are other regiments that chant Har Har Mahadev and charge. It is not the religious nature of it. It is the transition to the political nature of it in this particular context that is particularly problematic.
I'm inviting you to read Quran and Hadith, then find out the meaning of Allahu Akbar. What is wrong in that?
I am well aware of it. I don't think you understand what I just said. Let me explain it to you again.
I request you for that.
Let me explain it to you again. Whatever it is meant, it can be interpreted in very, very different ways.
Not in the list also. What is wrong in that?
Mr. Suhail,
please
you to
read Quran and Hadith.
You should be prepared for this kind of debate.
One second, Rahul. One second. Just question. You will be perfectly fine tomorrow if army units started chanting Ayodhya to bas jhanki hai, Kashi Mathura baki hai. Batao.
Sir,
you're fine with army units chanting.
That is a different thing.
No, I'm sorry.
Say you cannot.
No. It is not a different thing.
Sir,
it is applied to a political context.
Objection when they say Jai Shri Ram.
Sir, one second. Listen, one second. Let me step in here and lower everyone's faders. Look, viewers, look. Tonight is an important watershed moment, viewers, in this debate. Mohandas Pai is here. He runs universities. Mohandas Pai, public money, taxpayer money bankrolls AMU. AMU was allocated 1,520 crores in 2021, 1,180 crores the year before, 1,214 crores in 21-22. Now this is a government-funded university, and you cannot have religion associated with it. The slogans that were raised originally by the NCC cadets were Bharat Mata Ki Jai. There is no religious connotation to this. The other one that was raised was Vande Mataram, which was the unifying call of our freedom struggle. Mohandas Pai can in a university, forget about uniform, can in a university funded by the state, you have religious slogans being chanted in a gathering which is specially organized to salute the Indian Constitution.
Rahul, this is unacceptable. These are people who own a uniform. They must respect the uniform. They must follow the norms, and they cannot chant any slogan which is not on the approved list. If the individuals, they can do what they want and claim freedom of expression or whatever it is, but once they put the uniform, they cannot do it, especially in a state-funded institution. I think we must condemn it, and you must really condemn it, because we know the philosophy of Jinnah gave us Pakistan. And if many of these people want to follow Jinnah, they're welcome to go to the place which gave them what Jinnah did. Our forefathers gave us this constitution, a republic where all religions are respected, a republic where we have to follow the norms, and a republic where public cannot be used to fund any religious activity. And it shows in a university you cannot raise such religious slogans, especially when you're wearing a uniform. If you don't wear the uniform, you can do what you want and you can face the consequences. But AMU has become a communal university, and this communal mindset of dividing people based on religion is very clear.
Not just AMU, even JNU, Jamia, Jadavpur. Here, Mr. Pai, I see a deliberate attempt.
Yes, deliberate attempt.
To scratch at a wound by protesting to air some documentary that has been completely disproved as one-sided and biased. So why
Rahul,
would these people want to bring it up?
Rahul, if somebody makes a documentary, it has to be based on documents and facts. The fact of the matter is the Supreme Court has given a judgment after an SIT monitored by the Supreme Court, after hearing all parties to say there are no charges against Narendra Modi and these are all fake charges that have been made. Now, if BBC makes a documentary without referring to the Supreme Court, giving adequate representation to the Supreme Court and all the arguments, makes it one-sided, it is very motivated. It is not a documentary because it is not based on documents. All of us must rise and condemn it because it shows disrespect to the rule of law. It shows a motivated narrative. It shows a one-sided narrative. And as the people of this country who respect the rule of law and the Supreme Court, we must all stand by it and condemn it. We cannot have some of these elements say, oh, they all come from deprived section. They must know the truth. What are the truth about the Gujarat rights? The truth of the Gujarat rights is what the Supreme Court has said. The truth of the Gujarat rights is not what the BBC documentary has said, which is one-sided and which is derogatory and which is fake.
Let me bring in Professor Atikur Rahman.
Then I think they must follow Jinnah and go where they want to go.
Let me bring in Professor Atikur Rahman. Professor Rahman, whether it is JNU, AMU, Jamia, etc., it appears that there is a complete and motivated interest in trying to polarize the conversation. I mean, Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mataram cannot be equated by Nara, Takbeer, Allahu Akbar. It's a fact. These are two qualitatively different kind of slogans. They have no space. Religious slogans have no space in a secular space. And especially when people are wearing the uniform. And please don't tell me, sir, that in the interest of furthering knowledge, taxpayer money should be used to fund a university where the portrait of Jinnah hangs like a beacon.
Rahul, the few seconds available to me, I would just say that we are all Indians, let none divide us. I have some reservations with General Bakshi Saab, with full regards to him. General Saab, I believe the moment an Indian gets out of his house and the mosque and the temple, he should be an Indian and only Indian. Be it the judge of a court, be it the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, our legislators, our teachers. The only Bible to us is the Constitution of India. Rahul, students are prone to make mistakes. We cannot be harsh, over harsh on them, but we have seen how our Prime Minister, our Chief Ministers, they are violating the oaths they have taken under the Constitution of India, being too much liberal with their own sectarian ideologies. The students are prone to make mistakes. Let them explain them. The university chancellor should have a word with them. Please don't divide them.
No. So one second,
they
Professor.
Will understand
so you must be disagreeing.
What exactly?
So Professor, you must be disagreeing with Asif Suhail Bhai.
Can I?
Asif Saab has been saying that it's okay. You can chant these religious slogans in AMU, especially if you are wearing a uniform. What is wrong? You must be differing with him.
Rahul, I would have objected to them saying Allahu Akbar because it is uncalled for if it has been bereft of Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Along with Bharat Mata Ki Jai, I think they are within their rights to say Allahu Akbar.
Why, sir? Do you think Bharat Mata Ki Jai is a religious slogan?
Horrible. What is this man saying? What is this man saying, Rahul?
No, Bharat Mata Ki Jai is a country.
Bharat Mata Ki
So
Jai
then,
is about India.
so why should, if someone says Bharat Mata Ki Jai, why should it bring someone else to chant a religious slogan?
What is he talking? What is this man talking?
Well, I said it.
What is this man
Mr.
talking?
Pai, I said it. It's uncalled for.
Can I,
Let the inquiry be completed.
Uncalled
Let
for.
maybe
Shouting
they have
Bharat
been
Mata Ki Jai is uncalled for.
What is it about
Prone to
Bharat Mata Ki
mistakes.
Jai? Is Bharat Mata Ki Jai religious slogan? What are you talking?
Allahu Akbar is uncalled for. Mr. Pai,
No, so why
Allahu
did you
Akbar
just
is
now, no, hang
uncalled
on.
for
Why
an
did you
NCC
just now
cadet.
say?
Let the inquiry
No,
come
no,
out.
Professor, why did you just now say that if someone has chanted Bharat Mata Ki Jai?
Can I please?
Yes,
comment?
General. Yes, please. I'm shocked tonight.
Yes.
You know,
But take them out of
no,
the
no,
people.
Rahul, I once again reiterate to all my fellow panelists with full respect, the only authorized, greeting in the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, and by extension the NCC is Jai Hind, right? Jai Hind.
Yeah.
And its equivalents, which are Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mataram, right? If you can't obey orders, please don't put on a
A small
uniform.
rebuttal,
Simple.
General Saab.
You are free to do whatever you want outside.
Vande
No,
Mataram.
that's number one.
small
That's number
rebuttal.
one. Number two. No, can I just finish? No, can I finish, Atikur Sahab? मैं सुनूंगा आपको. Can I finish?
Yes.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Sure, sir.
Can I just finish? मैं जरूर सुनना चाहूंगा. Thank you. Thank you. Secondly, Rahul, some people in London, have a delusion of grandeur that they are still in charge in South Asia. They still own South Asia, you see. The bloody simple fact is that the Supreme Court of this country, after examining all facts, came to some very definitive conclusions. The Supreme Court is the topmost court of this country. It is one of our highest and most respected institutions. What do the British expect? That we will go from here to the Privy Council? Is it the time of Lord Hastings or what? They better get used to the fact that they are not ruling anymore. And we don't care a hang for them and their opinions on India. And their machinations to divide and rule, that policy continues.
Well, General, some people do, quite clearly.
They have been deliberately trying to accentuate this divide.
Absolutely.
They have been trying to accentuate the Hindu-Muslim divide, even in their own riots that took place. They were instigating.
Absolutely.
They have no business meddling in the internal affairs of India. Period.
I'll tell you something.
Period.
Enough.
Let them get lost and let them know.
Enough. There are enough people, viewers, who are hanging on
We don't have to go to the Privy Council.
There are enough people who are hanging on to the coattails of foreign media today, viewers. For whatever reasons, I don't know. Maybe they get to write for them and get paid £200. And as you know, viewers, the pound is quite valuable. So perhaps the exchange rate helps them out and pays for their meals or whatever it is, their rent, etc. But the point is, viewers, there is a whole bunch of people out there who are furthering this agenda, this divisive agenda. And they're sowing the seeds of what is really quite clearly Hindu-Muslim sectarianism on campuses. Whether it is slogans or it is these chaps who want to screen movies, I really find it absolutely galling.